Can you imagine waking up in a mountain town where the aroma of fresh coffee fills the streets, where you can rent a house with a garden for less than 5,000 lempiras, and where the local market stocks your pantry for only 1,200 lempiras a month? It seems like a dream, but it exists in Honduras. While the world is getting more expensive, this hidden country in Central America holds secrets where life remains authentic and absurdly affordable. Today, we will reveal the 5 cities where your budget not only stretches, but leaves you with extra. From colonial towns that froze in time to tropical paradises where the Caribbean Sea bathes white sand shores. Stay until the end, because number 1 will blow your mind with its almost giveaway prices. Subscribe and activate the bell, because this is not just a video. It's your possible new beginning. Let's get started. Santa Rosa de Copan is a hidden jewel of the West, a city that seems frozen in time, but has everything needed to live well. Located more than 1,000 meters above sea level, its climate is of eternal spring. Cool in the mornings and mild in the afternoons, perfect for those fleeing extreme heat. The cobblestone streets wind between colonial houses with red roofs and pastel-colored facades, where the smell of freshly roasted coffee mixes with the aroma of the pines surrounding the city. Life here is calm and predictable. Neighbors greet each other by name in the Central Park. Children play soccer on the municipal field until the sun goes down. And on weekends, families fill the local markets buying freshly harvested vegetables. A kilo of tomatoes costs around 25 lempiras, a bunch of bananas 15 lempiras, and corn tortillas are sold at 5 lempiras each, freshly made on clay griddles. Housing is one of the biggest attractions. A small but cozy 2-bedroom house with a patio to grow herbs or flowers can be rented for 3,000 to 4,000 lempiras per month in the center. If you're looking for something larger on the outskirts, a property with 3 bedrooms and space for small gardens does not exceed 6,000 lempiras. Basic services are equally accessible. Electricity runs around 500 lempiras per month for moderate consumption, drinking water about 150 lempiras, and cooking gas 350 lempiras per tank, lasting up to 2 months. Public transportation operates with routes that connect the entire city for 12 lempiras per ride. Motor taxis charge 20 lempiras for short trips, and collective taxis 15 lempiras per person. Many residents prefer to walk, since distances are short and the steep slopes are rewarding with views of the coffee-growing mountains. Santa Rosa is the economic heart of the coffee-growing region. Here, one of the best coffees in Honduras is processed and exported, generating stable jobs in farms, processing plants, and roasteries. On weekends, social life revolves around the Central Park. Families buying ice cream for 20 lempiras. Young people gathering in cafes where a cup of local coffee costs 15 lempiras. And older adults playing cards on benches under the shade of century-old trees. The city offers decent health services with a regional hospital and private clinics where a general consultation costs 300 lempiras. Education is accessible. Free public schools and universities with technical degrees for 2,000 lempiras per month. Internet connection is stable with 100 megabits per second plans for 800 lempiras per month, enough for remote work or online study. But the true value of Santa Rosa lies in its intangible quality of life. It is waking up to the singing of birds, not car horns. It is being able to walk at night without fear, knowing your neighbors, and having the corner shopkeeper save your order because he knows you will come by. It is looking out the window and seeing green mountains instead of concrete. A simple but full life, where money goes far but what abounds most is time. Time to enjoy, to create, to live without hurry. Comayagua is a living history lesson where the colonial past merges with modern life at prices that seem from another era. This former capital of Honduras preserves its grandeur in every cobblestone street, every centuries-old church, and every square shaded by trees that have seen centuries go by. just 90 minutes from Tegucigalpa, but light years away in terms of tranquility and cost of living. The heart of the city beats in its central square, where the imposing cathedral houses the oldest clock in the Americas, a Moorish mechanism that still marks the hours with chimes that resonate throughout the city. Around it, families stroll, vendors offer shaved ice for 20 lempiras, and the wrought iron benches are always occupied by elders chatting under the shade. The adjacent streets are a living museum of colonial architecture, low houses with interior patios, iron windows, and adobe walls that keep natural coolness even on the hottest days. Housing here is remarkably affordable. A 2-bedroom apartment in the historic center can be rented for 2,500 to 3,500 lempiras per month, with high ceilings and tile floors that tell stories of past generations. For those who prefer more space, a house with an interior patio and 3 bedrooms does not exceed 5,000 lempiras in residential neighborhoods, such as La Alameda or El Arbolito. Basic services are equally inexpensive. Electricity runs around 400 lempiras per month for moderate consumption, drinking water 120 lempiras, and cooking gas 300 lempiras per tank, lasting 6 weeks. Food is fresh and ridiculously cheap. The municipal market is a festival of colors and smells where peasant women offer tomatoes at 25 lempiras per kilo, avocados at 15 lempiras each, and corn for tortillas at 12 lempiras per pound. Popular eateries serve daily meals for 80 lempiras. Beef soup, rice, stewed meat tortillas, and a drink included. For coffee lovers, a cup of premium quality costs 10 lempiras at any street stall. Transportation is chaotic but cheap. The Rapiditas minibuses charge 10 lempiras for any ride within the city, while collective taxis ask for 15 lempiras per person. Many residents use bicycles or walk, since distances are short and every corner hides a piece of history. For trips to Tegucigalpa, intercity buses charge 60 lempiras per ticket. Comayagua offers quality services at provincial prices. The regional hospital handles emergencies with consultations at 200 lempiras. Public schools are free, and good-level private schools charge tuition of 1,500 lempiras. Fiber optic internet of 100 megabits per second costs 700 lempiras per month, enough for remote work or online study. But the true luxury of Comayagua is its pace of life. Mornings begin with the ringing of bells from centuries-old churches, not with blaring alarms. Afternoons are enjoyed in portals cooling off, not in traffic jams. Nights are silent, illuminated by colonial lanterns that cast dancing shadows on adobe walls. It is a place where people still greet with a handshake, where the baker saves your favorite piece, and where time is measured by the seasons, not by deadlines. The city lives traditional festivities, such as Holy Week, when the streets are covered with colored sawdust carpets that are ephemeral works of art, or the Balloon Festival in December, when hundreds of illuminated paper balloons rise into the night sky. Traditions that unite the community and reinforce that sense of belonging so lacking in big cities. Comayagua is not perfect. There are streets that need repair. Rain floods some sectors, and the offer of modern entertainment is limited. But that is part of its charm. It is real, authentic, without pretensions. A place where 10,000 lempiras per month allow you to live with dignity, not just survive. Where the most valuable heritage is not in banks, but in the quality of time to enjoy life. Danl&i unfold between gentle hills and fertile valleys in the east of Honduras, a city where the breeze caresses the tobacco and corn crops that have made this region famous. Known as the City of the Hills, here the landscape seems to undulate softly, with streets that go up and down between houses with tile roofs and patios full of fruit trees. The climate is mild most of the year, with cool afternoons ideal for sitting on the porch to watch how the sun sets behind the hills. Life in Danl&i revolves around the land and its fruits. The markets are full of local products. Large and sweet corn on the cob at 5 lempiras each, tomatoes from family gardens at 25 lempiras per kilo, and fresh cheese made on nearby farms at 80 lempiras per pound. Thursdays and Sundays are fair days, when farmers arrive from neighboring villages to sell their harvest directly, crowding the municipal market with authentic colors, smells, and flavors. Housing is spacious and affordable. A house with 3 bedrooms, living room, dining room, and a patio to grow some vegetables can be rented for 3,000 to 4,500 lempiras per month in neighborhoods such as the Center or La Morazan. If something more modest is preferred, there are options starting from 2,000 lempiras. Basic services are accessible. Electricity runs around 450 lempiras per month for moderate family consumption, drinking water 130 lempiras, and cooking gas 320 lempiras per tank, which lasts approximately 2 months. Transportation within the city is simple and cheap. Motor taxis charge 15 lempiras for short rides, and urban buses 10 lempiras per trip. For trips to Tegucigalpa, intercity buses leave every half hour at a cost of 50 lempiras per ticket. Many people choose to walk, since the size of the city is manageable and the gentle slopes allow for pleasant daily exercise. The local economy is sustained by agriculture, especially tobacco, corn, and coffee. Several cigar factories employ hundreds of Danl&i residents, while family-owned shops and eateries complete the job supply. On weekends, families gather in the Central Park, where children run around the colonial church and adults buy shaved ice for 15 lempiras or roasted corn on the cob for 20 lempiras. Health and education are services within everyone's reach. The regional hospital offers general consultations for 200 lempiras, and there are numerous private clinics with specialists. Public schools are free, and local universities have technical and professional degrees with monthly fees starting at 1,800 lempiras. Internet connectivity is stable, with 80 megabits per second plans for 750 lempiras per month, sufficient to work or study online. Danl&i is famous for its festivals, especially the Corn Fair in August, when the streets fill with color and typical dishes based on this grain are prepared. Also, the Tobacco Festival attracts national and international visitors. But beyond the festivities, the city offers a quiet life, where traffic is light, the air smells of wet earth and burning wood, and people greet each other by name. Here, with 8,000 lempiras per month, a person can live comfortably, covering food, housing services, and even some small luxuries. It is an ideal place for those who seek to move away from the stress of big cities, for families who want space and security, and for farmers or entrepreneurs who want to take advantage of the fertile land and the hard-working spirit of its people. Danl&i is not perfect, but its authenticity and low cost make an accessible refuge in the east of Honduras. Choluteca is a city of burning sun and clear skies, a place where tropical heat combines with an economy that doesn't burn your pockets. Located in the south of Honduras, very close to the border with Nicaragua, this city has a slow and predictable pace, ideal for those looking to simplify their life and reduce expenses. The streets are wide and flat, lined with mango and jacaranda trees that provide shade for pedestrians. Life here starts early. The markets open at dawn to avoid the midday heat, offering fresh product at prices that surprise for being so low. A kilo of tomatoes costs 20 lempiras, ripe bananas 15 lempiras per bunch, and watermelons 40 lempiras each in season. Fresh fish from the Pacific coast is sold at 100 lempiras per pound, and seafood is abundant and cheap thanks to the proximity to the Gulf of Fonseca. Housing in Choluteca is among the most affordable in the country. A simple 2-bedroom house with cement floor and bathroom can be rented for 2,500 lempiras per month in the center, while in peripheral neighborhoods like El Calvario or San Jose, prices drop to 1,800 lempiras. Larger houses with a yard and space for a family garden do not exceed 4,000 lempiras. Basic services are equally economical. Electricity costs around 400 lempiras per month, water 100 lempiras, and cooking gas 300 lempiras per tank. Transportation adapts to the climate. Motor taxis and tuk-tuks charge 15 lempiras for rides within the city, while urban buses charge 10 lempiras per trip. For trips to Tegucigalpa, direct buses charge 120 lempiras with departures every hour. Many residents use bicycles to get around, especially during the cooler hours of the morning and afternoon. The local economy is based on agriculture, livestock, and cross-border trade. Melon, watermelon, and sugarcane crops provide jobs for thousands of people, while proximity to Nicaragua allows constant commercial exchange that keeps prices low on many products. Jobs in stores, restaurants, and various services offer average salaries of 5,000 to 7,000 lempiras per month, enough to live decently in this city with controlled costs. Health services are basic but functional. The regional hospital handles emergencies and general consultations for 150 lempiras, while private clinics charge 250 lempiras for specialist consultations. Public education is free, and there are several universities with technical programs charging monthly fees of 1,500 lempiras. 60 megabits per second internet costs 600 lempiras per month, sufficient for basic connectivity needs. The climate defines many aspects of daily life. Mornings are used to run errands before the heat becomes intense. Afternoons are spent indoors or in the shade, and evenings are for socializing in the Central Park or on house porches. People are accustomed to rising early and going to bed early, following the natural rhythm of the sun. Choluteca offers a simple but complete life. For 7,000 lempiras per month, a person can cover all basic expenses and still have room for small luxuries. It is a place where money stretches, time seems to pass more slowly, and material worries are reduced to the essential minimum. Ideal for retirees, remote workers, or anyone looking to restart their life with less financial pressure and more connection to the essentials. Siguatepeque is a city of fresh air and eternal pines, a mountainous refuge in the heart of Honduras where the climate is always spring-like and the cost of living seems frozen in time. Located 1,100 meters above sea level, this city owes its name to the Lenca word Siguatepeque, which means Hill of the Young Ladies, surrounded by conifer forests that perfume the air with the scent of resin and wet earth. The cobblestone streets wind between low houses with evergreen gardens, where bougainvillea and rose bushes bloom all year thanks to the temperate climate. The Central Park is the social heart, with its traditional kiosk and benches always occupied by students, elders, and mothers with children. Here, time passes calmly, marked by the church bells and the soft murmur of the wind among the pines. Housing is spacious and affordable. A 2-bedroom house with a yard and green area can be rented for 2,800 to 3,500 lempiras per month in the urban center. For those who prefer more space and tranquility, peripheral neighborhoods like Las Colinas or El Eden offer properties with 3 bedrooms starting at 4,000 lempiras. Basic services maintain stable prices. Electricity costs around 380 lempiras per month, drinking water 110 lempiras, and cooking gas 310 lempiras per tank, lasting approximately 8 weeks. Food is fresh and affordable thanks to local producers. The municipal market offers seasonal vegetables at fair prices. Pounds of tomatoes at 18 lempiras, onions at 15 lempiras, and avocados at 12 lempiras each. Dairy products from rural areas include fresh cheese at 70 lempiras per pound and sour cream at 40 lempiras per half liter. In local eateries, A complete lunch with soup, main dish, and drink does not exceed 90 lempiras. Public transportation operates efficiently and at low cost. Urban bus routes charge 9 lempiras per trip, connecting all the main neighborhoods. Shared taxis charge 12 lempiras per person for trips within the city. For trips to Tegucigalpa or San Pedro Sula, intercity buses charge 80 lempiras, with departures every half hour from the central terminal. The local economy is based on education, agriculture, and services. Siguatepeque is home to one of the most important agricultural universities in the country, as well as numerous schools and technical institutes. Vegetable, ornamental flower, and ornamental plant crops generate stable employment in the rural area. Family businesses abound in the city center, offering essential products at competitive prices. Health services are accessible and of good quality. The regional hospital handles general consultations for 180 lempiras, while private clinics maintain rates starting at 250 lempiras for specialized consultations. Public education is free at all levels, and private institutions offer monthly fees starting at 1,200 lempiras in bilingual schools. Internet connectivity is robust, with 80 megabits per second plans for 700 lempiras per month, ideal for remote work or online studies. The true value of Siguatepeque lies in its quality of life. Mornings begin with the singing of birds and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Afternoons invite walks along paths surrounded by pines, where the pure air and silence are only broken by the crunch of leaves underfoot. Sunsets dye the sky in shades of orange and purple, creating natural postcards from any point in the city. For 7,500 lempiras per month, a person can live comfortably in Siguatepeque, covering balanced meals, decent housing, basic services, and recreational activities. It is the perfect place for families seeking safety and green spaces, remote professionals who need connectivity and tranquility, and retirees who desire a mild climate for their health. A city that demonstrates that a good life does not require large sums of money, but rather a balance between nature, community, and serenity.